Alright, welcome back to Steve Jackson's Sorcery, Book 1, Part 7. In the previous part, we went past this village over here, which I believe was a good idea because it seems that everyone there was affected by the plague, so I don't think it was a good idea to go through it. We then reached the bridge over here where we met a troll. I stole all of his money. And then ended right here outside the village where we met this little guy over here. And now we continue forward to find the crown of kings. Enter the town. Continue along the path. The sound of festivities grow louder. It's almost spooky here in the shade of the valley, and after so long on the dire road, the people in the village seem to be enjoying themselves. See, the Minimite on your shoulder remarks, I told you it was a happy place. John, what's going on? Jan, what's going on here? Are they bewitched? Jan shakes his head. No, if there was magic, believe me, I know. This is the village of the young. What's that? Well, take a look. Jan waves a little hand around the village. The idea is that once a year, the children are allowed the freedom. For freedom of the village. It is a time of great fun and lots of pranks. It becomes quickly obvious what he means. You pass the first few buildings. Man, today I'm like, my brain is like shit today. You pass the first few buildings where you find a number of children sitting in the streets and drinking ale from deep mugs. Further on, a young boy is holding an old woman on his knee and is spanking her. What the hell? On the other side of the street, a group of boys is fighting outside the hut with a sign that reads Glen Dragor's Tavern. Funny, you definitely seen that name somewhere before. Did I? I don't remember. I don't remember the name. So I can either go through the tavern, leave the village, or go further into town. Let's go to the tavern. Why not? Behind the bar, a thick man is wiping marks down with an old rag. Greetings, stranger, he calls. I'm Glen Dragor. Can I be helping you? Greetings. I come a long way. I'm sure you have. Take a seat. I'm sure you have. Take a seat. You do so, and Jan leaps up and onto the counter. Glen Dragor seems amused rather than alarmed by the creature. I have something for you? Oh yes, he looks at you expectantly. Give him the axe? What? Hold on a second. Let me look at my items. This axe was crafted in the year of the ox for Glen Dragor. Oh my goodness. The protector. Oh, give him the axe. You take the axe from your pack and laid it on the bar. The old man's eyes light up as he sees it. Where did you get that? He exclaims. I bought it from a merchant. You answer. But is it yours? Isn't it? He reaches forward almost nervously. He is clearly overjoyed. I haven't seen this thing in at least 20 years. Time was I spent every day with it. He mimics a gentle chopping motion with the blade, perfectly pitch at neck height on a goblin. On a goblin, yeah. Incredible. I remember the weight. How do you lose it? I was part of a raiding party. There were 4 of us exploring the giant ruins at Laiki. We descended into a cave system and the roof collapsed. I was knocked unconscious. They left me, couldn't get me out, I suppose. Except that someone reached me through to steal my famous axe. Do you ever find out who? No, he shakes his head sadly. No, I went on a healthy quest for revenge, but I never got it. Got something else instead that made me hang up my traveling boots. If you don't know what that is yet, well, you will. Now here, I'm forgetting my hospitality. Without putting down the axe, he quickly gathers a mug and fills it with ale. For you, on the house. You thank him and drink the mug deep. The beer is thick and refreshing. Then, it is his turn to question you. So how long are you staying here? Only for tonight. I see. Well, he nods. Let me give you some advice. There's a site nearby. A place called the Crystal Waterfall. Whatever track you are on and whatever you feel about sites, you should go. It's more than just something to look at. Here. He grabs a piece of paper and scribbles down a note. Hand this to the idiot who collects the toll and he will let you pass. What's so special about this waterfall? I won't tell you. He answers. That way you will go, just to find out. You shake your head in contempt. And once you leave, where's next? Canopani or Carray? To Carray. Carray! Now that's a town. Listen, let me give you some more advice. Go right ahead. I have some powerful friends, you see. He says, and his tone might be slightly threatening. There's a man I know. He's quite an important man too. Name's Vic. If you get into trouble, just remember that. Even a name can be a thing for power sometimes. Same as how you found me. This is bound to be useful information later. Who is he? A man of power and influence. A politician, you might say. Anyways, you will find out, no doubt. He starts to wiping down the bar again. So you'll be heading through Torrey Penny, continues. It's a Swin village, no humans there at all. The chief will probably try to persuade you to help his daughter. She's been carried off by marauders. Not my trouble. Ooh, of course I will help. Good, I'm glad to hear it. Poor girl, she's been left as a sacrifice in a dark cave, guarded by a deadly manticore. If you never met one before, well, watch your back and your front. If you know a spell or two, then all to the good. The beer is done, you stand to go, nod to Glandor, and head out into the street. Jan fits quickly. Fortunately, I bought that axe at the very beginning of the game. Find an inn or the waterfall. What's the difference between a tavern and an inn? I think a tavern is where I get drinks, but an inn is where I sleep. Okay, let's go to the waterfall. Oh. You head up a path that climbs through a crack in the mountainside. Soon the air is filled by a thundering. It's quite a climb, but eventually you turn a corner through a narrow cliff in the rock cleft and catch your first glimpse of the tall natural waterfall plunging down from the cliffs overhead. Large crystals, stalactites, hang down either side of the water. There is only one path to reach it, winding up the rock face, and it passes by a small hut where a ruffian is collecting money. Greet the ruffian. You made your way over the hut. Greetings, you begin. You collect a fee for the waters? I do. I do. Sneezed the ruffian. These waters cannot be so these waters cannot be so healing that he has not caught an awful flu from. Show him the note. You hand the note over to the ruffian. He probably can't read, but he seems to recognize the penmanship as he nods furiously twice, and then stands aside to let you pass. The ruffian hands you a towel. You head up to the waterfall, which cascades forcefully into a deep pool. You strip off your clothes and dive into the pool. While Jan flitters through the froth. The cool water is fresh and invigorating, and you feel yourself getting rapidly better. You feel a huge swell of confidence coming here. Coming here was the best decision you have ever made. Wait, this water cures diseases? Something about that seems terribly important. But I don't know if you guys can hear the water sound, the waterfall sound. Very relaxing. People should be told about it. The villagers up on their lonely mountain ravaged by the plague. They should be brought here. They can be saved. But it's late already. The walk back to Plague Village will lose you a day, maybe more. And with this place so close, they must know of it. Perhaps the symptoms are too serious to be healed? You know what? Why not? Start walking. Let's go back. If you send someone else, they might not do it. Shouldering your pack, you begin the long, weary walk back to the village of a plague. You're not really doing this, are you? Janan hisses in your ear. You're crazy. You ignore the small creature's complaints. I'm gonna walk all the way back. No. After an hour, you're within sight of the long bridge through the clouds and a steep slope into the valley. Jan is hopping mad. Where are you going? I thought you were on a mission. Where are you going? I thought you were on a mission. This is important. Sure it is. Jan replies grumpily. So you sleep. You say nothing but keep walking. A few minutes later, Jan pipes up again. All night, alright. What is it now? Jan shakes his head, leaping up from your shoulder to flitter irritatingly right in front of you. Listen to me. You can't go. I won't let you. Why not? Because I'll go for you. Mini-mites can't catch plague, so there's no risk. And I can fly faster than you. And if I save a whole village, I'm bound to find someone who will look after me properly. Good idea. Oh, thank you, Jan. And Jan nods, then sighs. It's the right thing to do. Then he turns and with a buzzing sound fits away into the dark. You are alone once more. The villagers should be in safe hands, but you cannot stay or retrieve their tanks. It is time to find somewhere to sleep. With luck, you will reach Clare tomorrow. I hope that's a good. I hope I choose wisely. I want to save my goal, so I'm going to sleep outside town. You make your way out of the village and into a stand of tall, dry trees under the overhang of one of the cruel mountainsides. You're tired enough to feel your eyelids drooping, but you're hungry from not having eaten. Eat something then. You pull up some of your positions and eat quickly. The night darkness draws in around you in the distance. You hear screams and whoops from the village that only slowly fade. You feel lonely, distanced from such revelry. You rest your head onto your backpack and close your eyes. Perhaps a few hours pass when you wake suddenly, aware of a shadow moving in between the tree trunks. It turns as it sniffs the air. A wolfhound! Oh no, a wolf! Throw something at the creature. Trying to move quietly, so it won't be discovered. You pad over the dark ground for something to throw. A long stick, a stone. Throw the stick. Your hand closes around a long, firm stick. Throw it onto the trees beyond. You toss the stick away from the bushes. The wolfhound's eyes follow it, and for a moment it hovers. Then it dashes away into the trees to collect the stick. While the beast is distracted, you hurry in the other direction to find yourself a few spot to camp. Your dreams are filled with walking, with peaks and valleys and endless paths. A curious light plays across them, building walls to heights before ruining them as it moves away. The rest of the night passes silently. I wonder why that minimite thing that minimite I don't know why that creature did not want me to go back. He wanted me to continue forward, which is interesting. But I did say something that is true. My character is not immune to the plague. If he went back to town, he would have gotten the plague, and probably would have died on the way back to the village, to the waterfall crystal, to the crystal waterfall. Beyond Britinati. You rise early from your spot beneath the tree. You rejoin the path on the far side of Britinati. The sun sits on the horizon like a gleaming jewel. If all goes well, you will reach Torrey Penny today, the last village in the Shamutanti hills. After a short climb, the path breaks, heading uphill to the left and downhill to the right. With Taro Penny so close, it hardly matters which way you go, surely. Well, if I go right, I can perhaps find the source of the crystal waterfall. However, if I go left, I will not. I want to go left so bad, but I am curious what is the source of the crystal waterfall, so I'm going to go right. Why not? You climb a rise. The way is not too steep, and as noon approaches, you have crested the ridge and are descending yet again. You are now at the highest point of the hills, where the trees are thin. The view west goes on forever, and sometimes you catch glimpses of Korea on the northern horizon. Keep going. You decided not to stop to eat, but push on. A line of trees approaches, the shadow between their trunks deep and threatening. And then you are under the canopy, and it takes your eyes a moment to adjust. You come to a dead stop. Something is moving through the trees behind you. A moment later, a point of steel has emerged from the darkness between two trees and touches your neck. You seen me? I know it. Answer. I see nothing, you call back. You are quite safe. It is not I who is not safe, returns the voice. Ask who is there. Oh, who's there? There is no reply, but a tall, dark figure of assassin. I don't know if you can hear the thunder sounds that's coming in real life. Well, doesn't matter. Who's there? There's no reply, but a tall, dark figure of an assassin emerges from the trees. He is dressed head to toe in black, and you had not seen him a moment before. Even though he had been standing a mere arm's length away, he wields a sharp scimitar in expert's hands. Cast a spell. Create a shield. Sure, create a shield. You lay a gold piece on your wrist and cast a spell. The gold melts into your flesh with a burning sensation, and the shield blossoms into place. You bring your sword up to bear. Charge right then. Bam! The assassin bows to you. Tap two fingers against his chest and ready stands. Then blah 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 blah. My duty is to sever your head from your neck, he declares in a voice as cold as polished marble. You will not. My duty is to sever your head from your neck. You will not hold me from it. Defend. There you go. Drop yourself into a crouch behind the shield. He spins his sword about. Cut. Let's go. Time to attack. Okay. He cursed under his breath. Let me defend. Whip up his shield. Okay. I think if I just charge, he's dead. Oh no. Charge again and he's dead. Oh no. Ooh. It's too hasty. You will die here, the assassin says in a tone like ice. Let me defend again. Damn, he kind of suck. I'm not getting any damage. I think I only got hit once. Let me charge in and he dies. Yep. I only lost 2 stamina. Leaping into action, you swing a masterful swipe. He's off balance and moving slowly, and the blade goes deep. He turns and tumbles, releasing sword as he topples. I'm not so proud as to not admit when I'm bitten, he groans. You may finish me if you so choose, but if you do me an honor and use my own blade. The assassin is not dead, but lies on the ground. Spare him. Why not? He sucked anyway. He could have killed me like immediately, man. Let's be honest. And get up, you tell him, holding your sword back, but not putting it away yet. He nods and sheathes his own blade. You're an honorable man. I'm glad to meet you. Now you have saved me. You own me in part. My name is Flanker, and I am an assassin and a thief. Why do you attack me? It is a simple matter. I pick on wayfarers. I'm not going to do the voice because it hurts my throat. So pretend I am doing the voice. I pick on the wayfarers for practice in hiding and in killing. I assume you would be no match, but I see I was wrong. No wonder he sucks. He bows his head once more. He bows his head once, perhaps in respect, perhaps from the pain. You're traveling to Korea, he asks. What do you ask? It's the way I am going. Well, perhaps I'll not see you again once we part now. But if I do, remember me. I will not forget the debt I owe you. What's your business in Korea? He looks long into your eyes for a moment, then answers. The nobles of the city has heard rumors. Goblins are reopening the old mines. They want to know why. There was something about a village going to get attacked, right? Arming for a war with the villagers, I think. Remembering the conversation with the villagers in Tampus. There you go, I remember that. I will wager they are, Franker replies. But it's not in search of iron that they have reopened the ancient workings. You know the history of the hills, perhaps? They've not always been so poor, so underpopulated. Once great and powerful men live here, men of great knowledge and sorcery. Ancient history is worthless, long gone now, and giants. Long gone now. Franklin shakes his head. Not gone, change. There's a village of giants in these hills. That is what those men became. The ancient miners once ran a great city spanning from the Kahaban sea as far north as the Joker mines. That was where they mined the ore that forged the crown, and it is that metal, that power, which the goblins are searching for. If Manpang should rise, it will be their only hope. The crown will be recovered. Frank's eyes are wise and insightful. I will see you again, he says fiercely. In Caray, he bows his head again. This time is definitely from pain. Go, he hisses. You cannot aid me. I'll help him out. No. No. I have caused your wound. No, I have caused your wounds. I will help. He grins with gritted teeth. Are you a doctor? I do not think you are. Bind his wounds. Tearing strips of dark fabric from his clothing, you bind his wounds tightly and the bleeding lessens. You are too kind to a man who was about to kill you, he murmurs. Let that be your lesson, you reply, as you gather up your things and head out to the forest, leaving him behind. You have a sense that you have made a powerful friend. Yeah, I'm gonna keep my juice. My blind berry juice. And this is where I'm going to end this episode. Damn, I think the next part is going to be probably the final. Depending on how long I record the next, depending on how long the next episode will be, it's either the second last one or the final part for book 1. Things are getting interesting. I will see you in the next episode. Goodbye.